I am absolutely livid, angry at somebody who's supposed to be helping members of their community who I donated my time free to today and moved heaven on earth to make things happen so that he could help with the rehab project that I'm involved with. I care for people who don't get the right treatment that they need in rehab from addictive substances and behaviours. And I live in a place that I call Addiction Central, a place called Cape Town in South Africa, where I am stationed for the next 5.5 years. And it's pretty full of addicts. Most people are addicted to something, quite shocking. So, I'm incredulous. On a scale, I tapped on this morning, and it was supposed to be at the start of this person's training. I train people free of charge of my own time on behalf of a charity in how to, sorry I keep doing my hair when I look at myself in this, how to help people out of addictions with EFT tapping, EFT emotional freedom techniques. It really is such an effective tool, and I get people who've been to rehab who tell me their stories and how they were treated in rehab, or that nobody in rehab actually bothered to ask them why they took the substance, why they did the behavior. Or maybe they went for psychotherapy and they felt good, kind of, but as soon as they left rehab, they went back to the addictive substance or behavior. Whereas I have treated people, not even in-house, it's just like, if you like, outpatient, although we don't call our patients, out-client, if you like. And had so many successes. It's incredible, and I come to healing from a very serious addiction that very nearly took my life. So I really, really thought that this person who had promised to be here on this day, free of charge, to learn what EFT is so that he could go back to a community of rehab specialists and tell them, hey, learn EFT so you can help people better. Just before 2 o'clock this morning, there was a big rebuttal from this person saying, oh, oops, sorry, I decided to do something else instead that I think is more important. I was still angry because I have just recently treated at least 2 people who suffered so much, even though they have been to rehab, where EFT is usually not available and wasn't available to them. To see their suffering. And this man cared so little about them. He could not even be bothered to attend. One day. It breaks my heart, it breaks my heart. I don't feel anger anymore, I've tapped that away this morning. But I feel so much sadness that somebody could care so little. It goes further than that, but it's if I said what, it would identify the person, and I think I've said enough, and I don't want to identify the person. I'm in a foreign country and I care more about his people than he does. He doesn't really give a shit as long as he feels important. And sorry for swearing. On a scale from 10 to 0, I feel a heartbroken and devastated 8.9. So I'm just going to tap on that. Even though I'm heartbroken and disappointed, I'm not here to save the world's addicts, and if the people that are helping people in rehab are just not interested, I don't deserve to hold on to it. I want to let it go. Even though I'm heartbroken to see how this person is so damaged that he believed that what he felt he had to do today was more important than helping his own people out of the extreme suffering. I tell you, as an ex-addict, I can't describe the suffering. If you're an addict, whether you're an anorexic, a bulimic, a cigarette addict who can't stop, an alcoholic, a heroin addict, whatever, maybe you can understand what I'm trying to say. I've been there. And this person so not cares for all those people. How could you, if you watch this video, how could you? And you're supposed to have such a good position in society. How could you do this to all these people? How could you do it? How could you find in your heart so much cruelty? How could you do this? How could you? How could you? How could you be so cruel? How could you think of your sense of power instead of all the people that are suffering that you turned your back on today? How could you, you bastard? How could you? 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 You've never felt that suffering before, so you don't know what it's like. If there ever was a hell, it's the hell of addiction. It's those moments of rock bottom. How could you condemn all these people that you could have helped with this one day? How could you? To go and do something that gave you a sense of power and importance. How could you? How could you? Power and importance. Well, I hope my non-friend, and never will be a friend, I hope that you got the sense of power you were seeking today by meeting those important people that you hold in such high regard. Because you have just condemned so many people to remain in a life of hell for far longer than they should be. How could you? How can you find it in your heart to think of your need to feel power than thousands of people suffering and their families? and their children. None of those things got into your mind. All that got in your mind was your own sense of wanting to feel power. You wanted to feel power by meeting those people that you felt powerful meeting today, for which you cancelled your training. Well, you are a man of God, supposedly, or so you claim. So God will deal with you in his own way, and I let go of it because I've had enough of this. I've had enough of feeling upset all day. I ask God or the universe or whatever power there is out there to send addicts to me to help. And I ask that somehow I will have the time and the resources to contact many others that are involved in rehab centres and to help them learn just a simple thing. EFT. It releases the causes of addiction for the vast majority of addicts. And teach them my system. I've got a system, it works. I've used it again and again and again. I've used it on addicts that all the professionals had given up on. I ask for hope. And I ask that I can find it in my heart to forgive this individual for putting his own need of feeling power over the needs of all these addicts and their families and everybody that they rob and their children and everybody affected by their addictions. I send love from my heart to them all. I want to send love in my heart to you, the person that has let me down. I find it hard. I feel like my heart is blocked here. So I shall carry on tapping on it. For now, on a scale from 10 to 0, as I think about the incident, what happened, the cruelty, maybe it's a 1.5. And I can see the time ticking on my machine, and it can only take a video 15 minutes, so I've got to stop very soon. Otherwise I would have kept going. It's been a long day. I've worked very hard today, helping people. It's a day that I gave to charity. And the whole day was based upon getting this person, but never mind. I just want to let it go. Let it go. Let the damn thing go. Let the I can't even say the word cruelty. It just doesn't matter. People suffer all the time. I'm not God's social worker. I can only do my best, and that's okay. Very nearly 0 now. I hope this helps you. If you have something that has really upset you, tap along with me. Doesn't matter if it's not the same issue. I hope it helps, and happy tapping.